Hi guys, welcome to my channel, The Golden Cruiser. I'm Cindy, and today we're going to be talking about things you'll no longer find on a cruise ship. Now, I did a video about 7 things that Carnival silently took away from their ship. So that got me to thinking there was a lot more things that used to be on cruise ships, or different things, than there are now. So let's talk about those. The first thing I remember is in the dining room, if you wanted to go for lunch, you had to have an assigned time to dine for lunch, just like you did for dinner. You couldn't just walk into the dining room for lunch and eat like you can nowadays. And then for the dinner time dining room, you were assigned either an early seating or a late seating. That was your only choice, say 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock. There was no your time dining where you just walked in to the dining room. And then you would be seated with other guests to eat. They would have like a table of maybe 6 to 8 guests, and you would sit there and eat with them. They never put you at your own table. Now, this could be good or bad, depending on if you like to talk to people or not. But we did get to know a lot of people from all over the world, and it was great. But nowadays, we prefer to eat at our own table. Speaking of formal dining, it used to be when they served lobster dinner, say on formal nights, you could get unlimited lobster. Nowadays, they give you one entree when they have lobster for dinner. Also back then, on formal nights, you would see men wearing tuxedos or suits and ties, and women in long gowns. That has since changed, and now people are more casual, even on formal nights, than they were back then. They used to have an elaborate midnight buffet that was really laid out beautifully. Chefs would prepare these meals on a big deck area with all the food laid out, and there'd be ice sculptures, and they would carve the fruits and vegetables into different things, and it was very elaborate. They also used to have a midnight chocolate buffet. It was all chocolate of any kind you could think of, and any different things, cakes, pies, cookies, tarts, everything just laid out for a midnight chocolate buffet. Also, now this was a little before my time because I don't remember this, when they allowed skeet shooting off the top of the ship deck. And you would normally do it with one of the bridge crew members. You would go out there and skeet shoot right off the deck. Of course, they've stopped that now due to safety concerns and hazards to the ocean. So they also used to used to hit golf balls off the side of the cruise ship into the ocean. And of course, that is stopped too. I can't see that that would be good for the sea creatures, to get a golf ball in their mouth or something. So they no longer do that. It used to be when you wanted to plan what you wanted to do for the day on a cruise ship, you would always have a paper planner only, because there was no app to pull up and look at what you wanted to do for the day. You had to have the daily paper planner. It would always be under your door, and you would get it, and you would circle, or I would highlight what we wanted to do for the day. Now, you can still get these. I think a lot of the ships still give them daily. Other ships, they'll give them to you if you ask for them. So I still like to have them to look at them and decide what we're going to do for the day. Now, they used to have unlimited free room service. So nowadays, the only thing you really get free in room service is a continental breakfast, and then you pay for the other items you're ordering. Back then, it was unlimited room service. You could order whatever you wanted to eat, a steak dinner, pizzas, hot dogs, sandwiches, salads, and it was all free. You didn't pay for anything. And it was like 24 hours a day. I remember my daughter and her friend had a cabin next to us, and they would order a tray of cookies at midnight, and you just give the person a little tip at the door, and that was it. They used to have unrestricted smoking areas, so you could smoke throughout the cruise ship. People smoked in their rooms. They smoked all around the ship. Of course, that is different now because of the smoking hazards and fire hazards. So now there are designated areas for smokers to smoke in. They can smoke in the casino still, in a designated part of the casino, or up on certain designated decks outside. Back then, they had unlimited entertainment options. There was no elaborate production shows like there is now. They would probably have a smaller show, but a lot of the shows were from the guests. They would do guest talent shows where the guests could get up there and juggle or hula hoop and sing, whatever they wanted to do. And that was some of the entertainment they had back then. Now, it used to be, and some of the ships still have this, where they would clean your rooms twice a day and give you turn down service at night, cleaning your towels morning and night, and just cleaning the whole room. Now, a lot of ships have gone to once a day, and that's it for you. But it used to be they would clean your room, and then at night, turn down your bed, might have a chocolate on there, and a towel animal. Now, every ship I was on back in the days, we had a towel animal. Mostly now it's Carnival. Some of the other ones still do it. I think on our last Princess cruise, I got one towel animal, and that's because it was my birthday. But other than that, we had no towel animals. So that has changed a little bit. It used to be all-inclusive food on the ship. So when you booked your cruise and got on, you ate wherever you wanted on the ship for free. There was no specialty dining that you paid for. Everything was included. And of course, that has changed now, and you can pay for specialty restaurants on the ship. There used to be ice carving and sculpting on the pool deck. You'd see elaborate big chunks of ice being carved into beautiful things like mermaids, whales, dolphins, and they did this all day long. And you would have these carvings at the buffets and different things on the ship. The last sculpting I saw was on a cruise we went on probably last year, and it was in the Dr. Seuss breakfast. They had a Dr. Seuss ice sculpture in there. But other than that, I haven't seen ice sculptures lately on cruise ships. Who remembers topless sunbathing areas? I do. I remember those. They were usually on the very top deck. You had a special like stairwell. You go up to it. They were pretty private, all blocked off. They had a door that had covering over it, and it would say adults only, topless sunbathing. And I can't remember if you had to have your room key to get in there so that kids didn't go in, but it was pretty private. They've since done away with that. Now, another thing they used to have was when you were leaving on a cruise, you were allowed to have two guests come with you on board just to look around the ship and say goodbye to you. And then when they made an announcement, all the guests on the ship would leave, and then you'd go on your sailing. Of course, they don't do that now for security reasons, and it's pretty tough to just even get into a cruise terminal without, having your credentials. So that is no longer. And then there used to be huge gala sail away parties, especially when a new ship was leaving the dock for the first time. People would come out and just cram the piers, and there'd be streamers thrown from the passengers on board off the ship onto the docks. You'd have big bands playing. The mayor would come in. It was pretty elaborate. Nowadays they do some fanfare when these ships leave, but it's not as big as it used to be in the past. So those are some of the changes that have happened over the years. Of course, they've got to, get rid of these things to bring on the new ships, the ships that get bigger and bigger, and they keep adding and adding to those. And it will always be evolving and changing. They'll always be removing things and adding new things. So just go with the flow. Enjoy being on a cruise like I do, and enjoy your trips. I want to thank everybody for coming by today to watch my video, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye for now.